Hi, I'm Ashley from Sunnymead, and today we are going to talk about fabric lines. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Are you guys making some fun projects? I would love to see what you guys are up to these days. You can find me over on Instagram at Ashley_Sunnymaid. Um, so find me over there and tag me in your posts. I want to see what you guys are working on. Today we are going to talk about fabric lines. We're going to talk about what they are, how you can use them, and how they are the perfect thing to get started in your quilt journey. First, what are fabric lines? A manufacturer of fabric will go to a designer and say, I want you to put out a fabric line. So what the designer then does is designs a series of fabrics that go together. They are all in the same color scheme. They have a variety of different types of fabric, what is on each print. They design big prints and small prints, and they put them together. Usually there is a couple of each kind of print, but in a different colorway. And when you put them all together, they create this beautiful fabric line that all goes together. They're all the same color. They're very cohesive, and they work really well when you want to start a project. Now, how can you use them? Fabric lines come in super handy when we want to create a quilt because all of the guesswork has been done for you. The fabrics are put together in a way that you can pick out a couple of them or pick out some of each in the fabric line, and you put them together to form a quilt. So let me give you an example. This one right behind me, this is a fabric line that is put out by a designer called Corey Yoder. This is called Buttercup and Slate. And she designed this fabric line, and as you can see, the colors all go together. If you look at these big star points, they show these are all the same fabric in a different colorway. So you have a light green background and a dark green background. You have a light gray and a dark gray. You have a light yellow. On top of the large main print, she also has a couple different small floral prints. She has stripes. She has some low volume, which are the lighter colored backgrounds. And then she has these ones that look more solid, but also have a little design on it. So you have a little bit of fabric that is multicolored and a little fabric that is more solid. I'm going to actually show you a few fabric lines from our quilt store, from my favorite local quilt store, so I can walk you through the different fabric lines and you can see how they are put together. Now, before we head over to the quilt store, I wanted to remind you, in a couple weeks at the end of February, we are going to be working on this quilt. If you would like to join me on this channel, we're going to break it down into 4 weeks. Go to the description box below, click on the link for the Sunny Stars free quilt pattern. You put in your email, it gets sent right to your email box. You can print it up. The material list is on the last page. So go get your layer cake that you're going to do. Work with, it's a layer cake, a 10-inch square, and background fabric. It's all written out for you. Make sure you go do that. This is a very traditional fabric line. It has lots of colors, lots of different prints, lots of different ways you can mix and match this color line. So you can see here that we have several florals. You have the main print. It's usually a large print. that has several colors in it. You have a couple of other florals, small prints and medium prints. And then over here you have a more solid type of fabric with small prints. You have a stripe, which pulls all the colors together. And then if you go down here, you see your florals again. You see more stripes, just in a different colorway. You have the smaller prints, the large main fabric. You have some geometric fabrics. As we travel to this other side of the quilt store, you can see this beautiful fabric line in very earthy tones. You can see your florals, you can see your greenery, you can see the tree bark. And as you can see, they come in several different colors, several different backgrounds. This is your main print, large floral print. Here you have tree bark, that comes in several colors. You have a white on white. A lot of designers like to add that to their fabric line. And then down here you have just some more different colorways with the teal and the black. This fabric line goes about it a little different way. You have the color of the rainbow and you have different types of fabric in each of the colors. So you have a small print, light and dark purple, a light and dark pink in a different print. These are more solid colors. The print isn't as loud, it doesn't stand out as much, but you have dots, you have squares, you have, and last but not least, you have the white on white. Now the next question is, why are these the perfect way to start quilting? The truth is, they're perfect because it is all put together for you. Let me tell you a little story about one day when I was picking fabric. So it was a couple years ago. I'd gone to my favorite local quilt store. There was this fabric line that had come in, big and bold and bright. I loved most of them. Some of them were not my favorite. But I had a quilt in mind and I needed to pick out like 6 or 7 different fabrics, and I decided I was going to use this fabric line. And the lady that runs the store came over and said, "What are you working on?" And I showed her my pattern and I said, "I'm going to get all of my favorite pieces." And she goes, "Hold on, let me explain a few things." And she gave me the best tip in the world. And the tip is that sometimes we do use our favorite prints, but we also need to use the ones that aren't our favorite as much, because one, you have a quilt that is so busy and draws your eyes everywhere that it's not very cohesive. Two, you need all the fun prints, but you also kind of need the ones that are more solid and more blender fabrics, so that you can pull them in and pull the quilt together. And I thought, oh, that is so true. So of course, I still picked some of my favorites, but then I picked some that weren't my favorites, but that also brought in the other colors in the fabric line and pulled them all together. So when you are going to start a quilt, a fabric line is a great place to start. But you want to make sure that you get the main fabric and the smaller prints and the stripes and the checks and the dots, and have a little bit of everything that pulls it all in together. Okay, did I answer all the questions when it comes to a designer line? I hope that I was able to show you a wide range of different options and how different designers put their fabric lines together. Sometimes they make sense in my mind, sometimes they don't make sense in my mind. So I just wanted to give you a wide range of different options to see how they are displayed and how they are designed. These are absolutely my favorite way to put together a quilt. I'm very a matchy-matchy person. I like things that go together to stay together, and so fabric lines are the perfect way for me to be able to do that. Next week, we're going to talk about pre-cuts and just little tidbit pre-cuts, give you a little bit in each of the fabric line. So we're going to talk pre-cuts, and which is what this quilt is made from. It's a 10-inch square layer cake pre-cut. And so I like to buy the pre-cuts. That allows me to have a little bit of everything and make beautiful quilts. But sometimes I do step out of the box. I'm not very good at putting other fabrics together to create beautiful quilts. I think really it's not that I'm good at it, it's just that I'm uncomfortable with it. I guess I need to step out of the box and try something new, don't I? Okay, any questions? Leave them in the comment section below and I will come back and answer them. Don't forget to like, that gets my videos out to more people. Don't forget to subscribe because that gets you my next video. And I hope you join me on our next quilt along. Have a great day and happy sewing.